What's up, gamers? Do you feel hopeless? Maybe even worthless? Do you feel chopped even? Maybe you feel like an ugly chud? Well, you're not alone. I mean, you are alone, but like you're alone physically and emotionally. But like the point is, there are many guys out there who are in the same boat as you. Now you could go ahead and start taking care of yourself and join what is known as the red-pilled community, a community based on like self-improvement, misogyny, racism. I mean, you could also just like not call yourself anything and just be normal and just work on yourself because you deserve it. You know, like, what's the point if you're like 5'3", 180 pounds? You're ugly. And many people notice that. So these people started the black pill movement. Now, there are many pills that exist today. You've got the standard blue and red pill. You also got the green pill now. Basically, it's kind of like the red pill, but I feel like it's less miserable. You got the indigo pill. That one turns you into a fucking shadow wizard. You got the brown pill. That one makes you brown yourself. You know what though? This is one of the things that men and women share. Some men and women are on the pill. And for both men and women, these pills, they both work as birth control. Men, however, they got all types of pills. They got more pills than women have. You know, I go to CVS and I see the same two brands for birth control. I go to Reddit. They're rapidly developing new technology. You know, Reddit is like a pharmaceutical for male birth control, basically. You know, so like red, blue, green, indigo, all of these pills, they all promise a philosophy you can swallow, which, in my opinion, the whole pilled ideology, basically, you know, how it tries to help you escape to reality, but it also is spoon-feeding you a personality to live by. It's just kind of ironic. Anyways, that leads us to the black pill. Now, the black pill derives from the red pill, basically, but instead of working on yourself and improving your mind, body, and soul, people who are black pilled fucking give up.
Is this nigga serious?
They decide that there's no way to improve their, you know, current situation because of how chopped they are. And that's the key. There is no hope. So you might as well quit. I found out about the black pill from the dude Clavicular. You probably heard him. You know, he's quite the character. You might know him from the time he got frame-mogged by the ASU frat leader.
No! Clap! Don't stand near the ASU frat leader, man! He has a better frame than you! You're gonna get frame-mogged! Get away from him!
Oh my god, dude! Can you shut the fuck?
You know, he really spearheads this movement by kind of teaching people to value others not by their personality, but by the size of their hearts. Nah, he just objectifies women. That's just who he is, you know? He's really the template of what it means to be black-pilled. By the way, Clavicular is the dude who had his grandma take a picture of him on like the looks maxing Reddit. Black-pilled individuals determine all this based on things like genetics, you know, jawline, height, bone structure. Basically, if you don't have it, you're cooked. You're fucking chopped. Your entire life is determined the moment you are conceived. If you aren't destined to be a 6-foot man with like a chiseled jawline, then I'm sorry, you are fucked immeasurably. People typically fall into this ideology because they can't get a second date. They can't even get a first one, for that matter. Basically, repeated rejection and like just general emotional pain has led them to believe that the odds are stacked against them, and black pill is genuinely an excuse to like kind of mask their emotional pain. So these men choose permanent celibacy. By the way, they choose permanent celibacy, and it has nothing to do with the fact that they're just fucking weird. Anybody who follows any sort of pilled ideology, like, they had it coming. If you're cringe enough to like claim yourself as a black-pilled philosopher, then you have other issues that led you to not being able to get laid. Like people who followed pilled ideology and they believe that there's a physical reason why they can't get a girlfriend. Like, we got bigger fish to fry. Like, there's like 100 other reasons before that. These people usually congregate on like Reddit and like just other forums and like Discord, and they have a genuine obsession with like looks analysis and like the pseudoscience behind facial and physical anatomy. And you know, you've probably heard it a lot. They probably call you like a sub-3 chud, which to me is like just the most unproductive thing to do with your time. It's like studying in class, but the topic matter is just misery. And they see this as an objective science. Seeing something as objective as, you know, like somebody's looks, and dead ass treat it like an 11th grade trig class. Like treating this black pilled lifestyle like a philosophical journey. The only journey that they've experienced is the trip from their fucking bed to their disgusting gaming chair. Or they go to the kitchen to grab like gamer sups in that nasty Gooner water bottle. You know, the Gooner water bottle. And they can't help themselves, you know. They need to tell you their opinion on someone. Like, they can't hold it in, like male incontinence. If you have the time and energy to sit in your room littered with Rockstar cans and Zins in probably like the mustiest, dampest room in the United States, then you probably have an ill view on life itself. And instead of, say, working on confidence for a start, they believe that, you know, like stuff like going outside or just, you know, growing a pair of balls. You know, they believe that stuff like that can't meaningfully change their fate. But in my opinion, I believe that they're not chopped because, you know, they're short or they have narrow shoulders, or I believe that most of them are chopped because they sit in a room and objectify women and they're just racist. Now, they claim it's logical to quit, which does provide some truth, because once you quit, nothing will change. So it becomes like a feedback loop. Like they quit because they don't see progress, and then they continue to not see progress, so they, you know, feel like their theory is true. However, most of the people they rate, they genuinely have a better life than like anybody who is black pilled. And most of these people that they objectify have one thing in common. They're not fucking weird. A lot of them go outside and work out, and you know, they probably won't die alone. Which, you know, it seems kind of like mean to say something like that, but you know, they've said worse things about like other people, so I feel like, you know. But to be honest, these men are experiencing like some sort of insecurity and like fear. A lot of them are afraid of things like rejection, loneliness, and like isolation. And I've seen like some comments where they're like, 50% of all marriages end in divorce. I don't want them to steal 50% of my money. But like, they're kind of putting the cart before the horse. Like, I don't know why you're afraid of marriage when you're already afraid of women in the first place. Like, you're not gonna get married, okay? That's just the bottom line. What are you afraid of? You're afraid of marriage? You're not even close. These people, they find strength in like isolating themselves. But in my opinion, all I see is like just genuine weakness. You know, the black pill doesn't reveal reality. It's just a comfortable excuse to hide. They have a choice to just be a decent human being, and maybe they'd have a shot. But they decide that they're gonna be just like the most miserable human being on earth. So it kind of like feeds into itself. Because now you're gonna be a miserable human being. There's no way that you're gonna be able to find somebody. So then, you know, you're like, well, I'm too good for these women, so I'm gonna run away. Like you even had a choice. Anyways, that's gonna be the end of this video. I have new things coming up in my secondary channel. I kind of changed it from being like the shorts channel, and I kind of wanted to use it to post something else. I'm not gonna tell you what, but you guys will see. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, see ya.